Welcome, Titan Army. Happy Friday. I feel like we haven't done a Titan Talk on a Friday in a while.
Yeah, right.
It's good to be back. Good to be with you all here. And we've had a busy few weeks across Brazil and India, but this week was all about regaining our footing and getting back into our flow here in New York City. So BGS is behind us, and we've been taking the time to look at these results, gather all of the data, talk with all of our partners, and refocus our KPIs and everything for the final stretch of the year. So for today's Titan Talk, we'll start with a quick recap of some of our affiliate tournament action. We had a nice tournament last weekend. We'll highlight those key results and those matchups as well. Then we'll look ahead to the weekend's upcoming tournament. This is super special. We've never done a Swiss format. It will be the first Swiss format in Reign of Titans tournament history. So we're incredibly excited to try this out and to shake things up. Don't worry if you don't know what that is. We will walk you guys through what a Swiss format is today, but I think you guys are going to like it. I think a lot of you will like it. Then we'll head on over to India. Diwali was this week. Happy Diwali if you guys had celebrated. And we had some events across the week as well as last week, and these have officially wrapped up. And that means we have our official 32 finalists for our tournament, which will be taking place on this Sunday. We'll walk you guys through all of those logistics and what it means if you get into the top 8 spots. From there, we'll go back to Brazil. Since BGS ended, as we've mentioned, we've been talking with our partners, gathering our results, and we have some very important meetings throughout the rest of the day to catch you all up on. There's plenty of breakdown and a few exciting surprises along the way, but before we get into it, Ads, I'll hand it over to you for any opening remarks.
Just say, happy Friday to everyone. Blake kind of said it in the beginning there. We've had a really busy couple of weeks, right? We've gained some really nice momentum in terms of everything that's been happening with the game off the back of BGS. And the time now for us is to kind of take all these gatherings, all these learnings. I sound tired. You know what, Phoenix Wolf? It's been a week.
Yeah.
It's actually been a pretty crazy week for us. But never too tired to do a Titan Talk, right?
Never.
Gives us the energy that we need to keep going. But we've had an amazing week, right? At the same time, because for now, we have to focus on making sure that we keep the momentum, right? And get the results, get the data in the way that we need to, and keep that kind of internal conversation going, presenting things back to stakeholders.
I need
some guanana, exactly. Yeah, I only got a few cans here with me.
We're preserving our stash.
But no, honestly, just for you all to know, we're in a really good position. We're feeling very positive, closing out the end of 2025 into 2026. Partners are feeling very positive as well. I'm happy to dive into, some of the feedback that we've been getting, but we're feeling good, even though maybe we're a little tired at the end of the week. It's worth it.
That's what the weekend's for.
Right.
Rest to recuperate. All right. Thank you for that intro, Ads. Let's talk about last weekend's affiliate tournament results. So we had the open format 3, and the arena, as always, did not disappoint. This format brought a bit of a twist with banning happening in the later rounds. But other than that, really not too many changes with our affiliate tournament matchup. So that meant we had our players register their full roster. They basically had 4 different Titans. You were able to choose 3 of those Titans heading into the rounds, and basically leading into the semifinals, your opponent was actually able to ban one of your Titans from the semifinals and into the finals. So, enough about the kind of format of the tournament. Let's talk results. We actually saw one of our hosts, Shizenix. He didn't obviously host this exact tournament, but massive congrats to Shizenix from Team Xborg, who took the top spot in this tournament. They had a dominant performance with some Titans you actually might remember. We've seen a lot of these Titans in a lot of these finals. So congrats to Shizenix. Shizenix used a Dusk Titan Cataplasmy, a Lava Titan XBG Lava, a Poison Titan Corrosion, who is very, very familiar with these final results, and a Sky Titan, another familiar one, named Hexed B. So Shizenix had a juicier prize pool to take home this week with our host making some changes to that prize pool distribution. That means they took home $400 USD, which is quite nice. Shuzenix is definitely becoming one of the icons in our affiliate tournament formats. In second place, we had Arjibaro. Incredible to see Arjibaro up there. They gave an incredible showing with a lineup of a Lava Titan named Leoric, a Sea Titan named Sinino. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names, Bureau. A Forest Titan named Johnny Bravo. Can't butcher that name. That's a great name. And a Sky Titan, another great name, Kamikaze. So Bureau played very well and walked away again with a bit of juicier rewards here, taking home 240 USD for their second place position. Seems like all the practice battles that Bureau had and all the Guanana he was drinking at BGS, helped out for sure in that placement. Rounding out our top four, we had Tonio X96 as well as Spectre, who both earned 140 USD for their finish. Not bad for a morning of playing Reign of Titans. Not bad. Both players ran deep, but sadly fell short after the banning began and could not make it into the final round. But as always, it was great to see how our players adapted to a little bit of these changes with this one bracket-only structure, especially as things tightened up towards the end with some of the bannings. BVT, love that gif of Johnny Bravo. But as always, we got some great feedback from this tournament, some great feedback from you guys as players, some great feedback from our hosts, and as always, this is super valuable. We'll take this in mind as we continue refining this affiliate tournament format. To everyone who showed up, whether you were playing, whether you were hosting, whether you were just watching, as always, we appreciate it, and you continue to help shape Reign of Titans into what we want it to become in the future. Let's keep the momentum going, and we have another tournament this weekend to talk about, and I hope you guys all have your notepads out. We have quite a few changes and a brand new format to go with. First, I'll check if there are any questions. Nope. Chico, I agree. Johnny Bravo, bringing back some memories there.
I don't know this Johnny Bravo. Is this an American thing? No?
Yeah. It's from Cartoon Network.
Okay. Yeah.
We got a culture ads today. Cartoons in the U.S. Don't worry, we'll get her watching some Johnny Bravo.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, hear this feedback from RCS. I know he can't listen into us about posting more regarding our tournaments on the Brazilian page, but honestly, our Brazilian page, we're going with a little bit of a different strategy, going more so with kind of targeting more casual gamers, not necessarily focusing as much as esport tournaments, but it's a good shout and good feedback we'll take in mind.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, we can think about maybe we can like have someone work with us to post a little bit more about that if there's any volunteers. But it is a good shout.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk about tomorrow's tournament. So tomorrow we're switching things up with Open Format 4. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this is our first ever Swiss-style tournament. For you guys as players, this guarantees more playtime, more chances to climb, and more fairness across the board. Basically, instead of losing with that first match and getting kicked out, you guys will now have some more opportunities moving forward. So breaking it down for you guys, every player will play a total of 5 rounds. As I mentioned, you will not be eliminated after your first loss. So winners are paired up with winners, losers with losers within the initial round so that the matchups stay balanced. Players within the early rounds who have 2 losses will actually be auto-dropped from the tournament and will not be able to qualify for the top 32. At the end of round 5, these kind of opening rounds, the top 32 record, so basically everybody who has been performing well, has the chance to advance to the traditional bracketed playoff round, which will be these 32 players. Phoenix Wolf, don't worry, we're going to dive into it a little bit more and hopefully it will clear up some of these questions for you. So as we mentioned, we've never run at this format before. We're super excited to test it out. For players, this means every matchup that you have counts, but you've also got room to bounce back if you lose that first matchup or if you have a bit of a rough start. So to be even more clear, and hopefully Phoenix Wolf, this will give you some clarity here, within round 1, everyone who is playing will play against each other, regardless of if you win, you will move on to round 2. So it doesn't matter if you're 0-1, whether you're 1-0, you will move on to the second round. Winners will play against winners. So people who are 1-0 will play others who are 1-0, and losers who are 0-1 will play other players who are also 0-1. Moving into round 3, the 64 players that are 2-0 will then play against one another. So that means players who are 2-0 play against other players who are 2-0. Players that are 1-1 will play against each other, and the players who were the 64 players who were 0-2 will then be dropped from the tournament. So that's a special number. Once you have 2 losses, you will be auto-dropped from the tournament. From here, we will continue with this process, and it will repeat itself for rounds 4 and 5. So the more you win, you'll play against more winners. If you lose, you'll play against people with the same kind of record as you. And eventually, we will have the top 32 players who will advance into the official tournament bracket. Which is right. It will be the two losses here. So we're saying everybody just has a chance to play up to 5 matches. I apologize if I misspoke there, Phoenix Wolf. So, as we mentioned, this process will repeat itself for rounds 4 and 5 until we are left with the 32 players, and then these 32 players will go into this 32-player bracket. Now, for this tournament, our goal was to reach 256. We sadly only reached 186, which means we won't have 256 players within that round 1, but 186 means we have a nice even number, which means we have an equal number of matchups for everybody to play against each other. So not having 256 does not necessarily mean that we will not be able to do this format. After round 5, there will be 28 players remaining. OX Collins, this is basically until we get to 32. So we do have the opportunity to go towards round 5, but it doesn't mean we need to go all the way to round 5. It's going to depend on how people are playing and if they get those 2 losses as well. We've also shared all of this in the affiliate info section. There's a lot of FAQs there. If you guys have any issues, please go and check it out. I don't know if some people can hear us, other people can't hear us, but I'm assuming many of you can hear us. If you can hear us, just say yes in the chat. Okay, cool. I think we are good.
Okay, I'll just tell people to disconnect and reconnect.
Perfect. All right, so if we have any other questions, go into the affiliate info section. We have a really nice breakdown there of kind of all of these different points and a breakdown of the individual sections as well. Now, what we're going to share here is the prize pool as well as the schedule. So we'll start off here with the prize pool. Cool, it's been posted here. The prize pool remains at that 2,000 USD level, and rewards are spread across the board once you get into that top 32. So you won't be winning any rewards for these early brackets to determine the final 32, but once you break into the 32, you will get some winnings. Top 32 players will take home $20 each. The top 16 take home 40. Top 8 secure 80 USD. The top 4 will pocket 160, while the runner-up will receive a nice juicy bump here at 260, with the champion going home with 460 USD. So if you want to be like Shazinix, taking home 400 USD plus, got to be the champion. You'll be taking home $460 for winning the first ever Swiss tournament format of Reign of Titans. Now heading on here to this schedule. Again, this, please be patient with our hosts and our mods, as this is the first time we will be doing one of these tournament formats like this. So things may change a little bit like this. Actually, before I get into that, Phoenix Wolf, with the round of 32 be like the Swiss format? No, once we get into those final 32 players, it is a normal bracket format. So it'll be best of 3, and from there, it will just go down into a normal tournament format, going from top 32, top 16, etc. As for the schedule, round 1 will begin at 8 a.m., going to 8:40, transitioning into round 2 at 8:45 to 9:25, round 3 from 9:30 to 10:10, round 4 from 10:15 to 10:50, round 5 from 10:55 to 11:30 a.m., Then basically we have our top 32 players who will play in these top 16 matchups. This will take place from 11:30 a.m. to noon. Top 8 will then play from noon to 12:30, with our quarterfinals taking place from 12:30 to 1, semifinals following after, and then our grand finals taking place after that at 1:30. We will start streaming most likely at the quarterfinals, as this will be when Ross and Nugget will join us on the stream. So we're planning to begin streaming at around 12:30. So important to know, there will be no bans in effect as well. Again, we're really just testing out this new model of the Swiss format. So there'll be no browns, regardless of whether that's in the Swiss format or in this later bracket stages. So please keep that in mind. We have a long day of matches, and one that'll reward those of you who stay consistent, as well as those of you who stay, adaptable to whatever your players are playing with. So hopefully you guys will be able to crack the top 32 and begin earning those rewards. Super keen, as always, to hear your guys' feedback. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll do our best to answer that with our affiliate hosts as well. To those of you who are stepping into the arena, good luck, and as always, thank you to our hosts for bringing us these new formats and allowing us to test new things out in this affiliate tournament format. Just seeing here if there are any other questions. OX Collins, we worked quite closely with the affiliate hosts in this regard, so we'll just need to double check with them regarding these numbers. But perfect. Any other questions before we move on? All right, let's talk about India, which continues to be an exciting and active region for us. So last week we had RC Tushar, shout out to RC Tushar, join us on our TitanTalk. He came up, talked about the grassroots college event that he hosted in India. It was absolutely incredible. We had a ton of energy, and it was a great example of what happens when members of our community step up and work with us to produce a really, really great event and help bring Reign of Titans to their local players and their local audiences. So we had a ton of new people introduced to the game. We had a bunch of matches, as well as multiple tournaments played live, and feedback was really, really great, which we saw in terms of our Google reviews. So again, huge shout out to RC Tushar here. Thank you for doing this, and really, really happy we were able to work with you on this, and excited to working on many, many more with you in the future. That wasn't the only spark though. Last week, during this week of Diwali, happy Diwali everyone. We basically, about 2 weeks ago, had those multiple days of events. We had 5 daily events that were going on, and those were running throughout last week. We've officially wrapped up on those, which means we have our final 32 participants. This is both from the Diwali daily challenges that we did, as well as the Gandhi Art Challenge that we did. Basically, if you won the Gandhi Art Challenge, you were guaranteed a spot in the Diwali tournament. And also by completing all 5 days of those daily challenges, you were also guaranteed a spot in this 32-person tournament. And this tournament is happening this weekend. It's here, and we're ready for it. This will be one of our last major tournaments in India before the end of the year. So those of you who are participating, make sure to make it count. It's not too different actually than our Holders Frenzy formats. What that means is we will have 32 total players. Each player has 2 Titans, which will compete in 2 separate brackets, a max of level 7, and you can bring 2 Titans of any element. And as always with our Holders Frenzy results, you only need 1 victory to start earning rewards, but keep in mind that these are only in-game rewards. I'll quickly share the schedule here as we run through it. 1 second. Perfect. So I'm just sharing the schedule as well as the tournament logistics with you all to take a look. See if it will send. Perfect. So we will have, keep in mind these times are actually in IST, so making it a little bit easier for people who will be playing, in India, as this is an India-specific tournament. So round 1 will be taking place from 5:30 to our block finals from 7:25 to 7:45, and then the overall championship will begin at 7:50 to 8:10 p.m. IST. As always, rewards will be distributed to the participants based on their placement, and we have a nice breakdown of these rewards. So if you get into the top 32, which means you're just playing in the tournament, you will get a Forsaken Sword, 10 normal loot boxes, as well as 25,000 titanium. This is just a way of saying thank you for completing those early. Testing.
Oh, we're back?
Now we're back.
All right, we're back.
All right. We are back. We are just going over the rewards there for placing the top 16. If you get in the top 16, you'll get a Spiked Gloves, a Mad Mirror, 3 medium loot boxes, and 50,000 titanium. So a little bit of increased in-game rewards, making it to the further rounds. Top 8, you'll get a Power Staff, a Bone Splinter, 5 medium loot boxes, and 75,000 titanium. If you get in the top 4, you get a Trident, you get a Lava Staff, you get the Oblivion consumable, 7 medium loot boxes, and 100,000 titanium. Top 2, you get a Hexed Javelin, a Champion Axe, Blackout Potion, Oblivion consumable, Lore Carver, as well as 10 medium loot boxes, and a nice juicy update of 250,000 titanium. From here, we will have our bracket champion. They get an Axe, a Fuma, Scimitar, Oblivion, Grimoire, Hatchling, and 5 mega loot boxes, as well as 500,000 titanium. No OX Colin, these are not necessarily legendary weapons. From here, we head on over to our overall playoff winnings, where the runner-up will get the Prodder, they'll get a shield, they'll get 5 mega million titanium. Just double checking you guys can all still hear us here. The champion will then get an additional on top of their bracket champion bonus, Fruit Cutter, Spiked Shield, Coated Dagger, the Bad Eye, as well as 10 mega loot boxes and 1.5 million titanium. Now remember, these aren't the only rewards for participating in this tournament. If you land within the top 8, so this means, that was at Bluetooth.
Yeah.
If you land in the top 4 of either of the brackets, basically this means you're in the top 8 overall, and you will also be invited to the Mumbai Arena at the Revenant Bootcamp in November, where we will be hosting an end-of-year event. And ads, I think we have some special guests probably coming to this event.
Yeah, I think we might have some special
So it's going to be,
yeah.
It's going to be a massive event for us. It's going to be the last event that we do at the arena for the end of the year. So if you're in the top 8, you get to be invited. You get to come join us, hang out with the team, and help us make content at that event. So as you can see here, we have both on-the-ground activations and digital events doing very, very well. And it's really, really great to see our community, being engaged and really excited about this coming weekend, all the events we've done in these past few weeks. And, we hope everyone has had an amazing Diwali for those who celebrate. And we can't wait to see, the tournament action this Sunday. So we do have some exciting updates in India in the future weeks as we head towards the end of the year. So get ready, Titan Army. We will come back to you guys all with some more updates. I'm seeing some questions here in the chat, so Ads and I will.
Yeah, let's go through some of these questions actually. So I'm seeing some questions coming in about the buyback, right? So first question, let me pause and answer this. So I do have some updates for you all on the buyback, and the update is The buyback is happening. We were trying to go for a timeline. Actually, now, right? We had said the second half of October. We unfortunately are a little bit delayed because we have to work with our internal systems, our internal processes, which means legal and finance, right? When we talk about this, because the buyback is a pretty significant, amount of capital that we are looking to disperse at one time. It's not a case of where it's like a tournament and we can just like get it done pretty quickly. We have to go through like quite a few kind of checks to do that. So we're working very closely with our legal teams and with our compliance teams, etc. As I was talking about how real the struggle is when it comes to the internet security, the struggle is even more real when it comes to uh, dealing with issues like this in a massive company, right? Like ours. But it is happening, right? And as soon as I can give you a timeline, I will give you a timeline. As always, the most helpful thing that you can be doing for us is to let me know, if you haven't already, if you do want to be taking part in the buyback. One of the pieces of information that is particularly pertinent when it comes to internal controls and this moving along at a quicker pace is us having location of where people are, right? That's a very important piece of information that they need to have. So as much information as you can supply to me, that's going to make this process move a little bit quicker. But that's where we are with the buyback. It will 100% happen before the end of the year because it has to. But we, as soon as I have a timeline, I'll be able to give it to you. I'd say more likely to be end of. Oh, okay. You're not talking about us. Okay, that's fine, mate. Okay, and then what's the upside of keeping your Titans? I mean, you still get to use them in the way that you're using them now, right? So it's still connected to tournaments. We don't have any plans to be eliminating tournaments, right? We actually anticipate scaling up tournaments going into next year. Probably not to the same degree that we had them at the beginning of this year, but they are not going away, right? So you still hold the value that you had back there, yeah. And I want to also reiterate what I said on previous Titan talks, right? If we do assign a very different value when it comes up to our NFTs, right? And I mean that from the point of view of if we pretty significantly change our strategy, and therefore change what will become of the NFTs, we will not screw you guys over, right? We will always try to do the right thing by our community. So I don't want you to all kind of panic, right now, if things are to change in the future. Speaking of future, I saw an interesting question coming in okay, so we've got a couple of questions on future. Blackfire, what is the future of Reign of Titans? I mean, how long's a piece of string, you know? No, okay, so future of Reign of Titans. Okay, that's a very, very broad question that you're asking there, Blackfire, right? But I'll give a couple of things on that. So the future of Reign of Titans is real. Can I say that, right? And I mean that from we are. Yeah, let me be like pretty. The string is so long, exactly, Ross. Let me try to be as open as I can, right? Obviously for us with Reign of Titans, and Ricardo talks about this, RT talks about this, with you all as well, right? He talks about the idea of we have to answer to something. We can't just do what we want to do all the time, with no kind of internal like validity, right? Or buy-in to what we're doing, because we are part of this massive corporate machine, regardless, of what project that we're working on. So what has been really evident, right? Particularly after everything that has come out of Brazil, particularly after we crossed that 1 million downloads, particularly after we see the numbers that we're still getting in India, partnerships moving forward, community involvement, right? Is that we still very much have strong buy-in from leadership with what we're doing with Reign of Titans. Yeah, right. So that's like the first thing to be positive about, right? There is still a future for Reign of Titans. In terms of when we talk about Web 2 and Web 3, right? It's still evolving for us. We have said, and we've been very open about it, right? That we do not believe that we'll be able to capture the right amount of players that we need in the game if we just focus on Web 3, right? So you know that we made these changes, of course, to come back into Web 2. With that being said, like guys, it's in front of you, yeah. Like we've told you we want to buy back some of the Titans, right? We've told you that we want me. Yeah, my phone was trying to seize the mic again. Um, we've told you that we want to put like slightly less emphasis on tournaments at the moment, whilst we focus on the actual quality of the game, and whilst we focus on trying to capture users at its core kind of reasoning of as wanting to play in the game, right? Um, so we haven't moved away from that, right? Like we still believe that Web 2 needs to be our first focus area. But again, we still have our Web 3 NFT Titans. We've told you the value of the Titans today in the sense of we want to do a buyback because we think you should reduce your risk, but we do not think that the value is zero, right? Somewhere in between, right, is where we are at the moment. So we will tell you, right, if this changes. It's kind of as much as I can say on that right now. Um, we will burn. Let me see what Black Pirate said. I don't understand the future well because at some point NFTs were dormant. Then there will be esports of Web 2. Yeah. Okay. And that's actually that's a nice question, Blackfire. Right. It's a very good provocation because we talk about esports and that is very much connected to tournament models, right? We still plan to do tournaments. Again, none of this has changed. Our strategy hasn't changed. What has changed slightly, well, more than slightly, has been the timeline, right? And you know very well, unfortunately, and hey, you're asking, this is coming down to our tournament platform. Not because we don't believe in esports. Um, Again, we will let you know if our strategy actually changes, if we believe, okay, esports is not a good road for us. We've invested a lot into to build this tournament platform, both resources and time, an incredible amount of time to get it right. So when that does roll out, coming into our 2026 strategy, esports still plays a very key role in that for us. So hey, yeah, it's in the testing stage at the moment still. Um, we just have to do so much testing, like back and forth all the time. We do a lot of demos with the team as well, just to check that things are running in the way that they should. And we should actually be rolling out a part one in the next few weeks for you all. Actually, it does. The tournament platform really opens up a lot of. Yeah, we are. We're gonna roll out to you early here. We're gonna roll it out in stages to you as well, so that we can start with something. Ross, like 100%, right? The tournament platform does open up a lot of opportunities, and it's interesting, right? Because it's that other people are waiting for the tournament platform as well, right? We talk to esports teams, for example, like quite a bit, um, and they're like waiting for us to have this tournament platform so we can strategize about how we're going to be working together, right? So there's a lot of opportunities that are on the table for us. And then in terms of the actual game itself, right, will change once we have the tournament platform as well. Nitro, you said reach out to you individually for buyback. Yeah, so you should that have reached out to me already, I will reach back out to you. But we will be giving the information collectively, right, in Titan Chat and on Titan Talks as well. Yeah, Blazwitch, yep. And then I know BVT asked a question. Oh, yeah. If you don't mind pasting your question again, BBT.
Or should we just-
All right, so we got it. Question. There are also some things for the global players community. I mean, it's great for Brazil. And the yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's a really fair question. The BBT, right? No offense taken. Yeah, you know our strategy. It's hard to just say global, right? It's really hard to try to like capture that size of market and actually like get deep right into these communities. So we have kind of been very focused on these places, but with that, right, we want to remain very open to other things that we can do in other locations, right? For example, because you were instrumental in it, BVT, right? We've done some interesting things in Europe that we want to try to continue. Um, we we could probably do more in terms of things that we could do like as a global kind of community. And we'd love to actually hear some ideas from all of you about some things that we could do there. Um, but strategically, right, we're resource we're resource limited, and we've kind of for the moment chose some important focus areas for us, right? Um, but I hear what you're saying, and if people feel like that, we will implement some things to try to capture more of the rest of our global community. But in terms of like when we talk about new users and where our focus areas really are, that's regional, right? It really is. And then we still have marketing, we still have ads, for example, that do capture a global community. But again, this is um, relative to what we do in other places. I hope that answered your question there, BBC. Um, Okay, and then hey, I see you're asking more questions. Let me just check. I'm not missing questions here.
Game reliability.
Probably game reliability. Yeah, actually, yeah, we've got a new build that's coming out. What, next week we'll have a new build. Every single build is going to be more reliable than the last, right? We have decided development wise, as we close out the year, that we're going to be less focused on features and more focused on reliability. But where we are today, we are much more reliable than we were a month ago. Much more. So every update it gets better, right? We took quite a bit of feedback coming in from we take feedback coming in from our reviews, and we were lucky enough to get feedback as well. Um, yes, Fury Collins. We were lucky enough to get feedback in Brazil as well, just on some things around the game. So that's all been passed on to the dev team as well in terms of different devices and reliability when it comes to different devices too. That's one thing that is kind of top of mind. Um, yeah, so yeah, we're gonna move like back, just strap back from features a little bit again, just to focus on the actual technical reliability, right? Especially as again we get deeper into these regions, and we have to make sure that the game is functional, playable on so many different types of devices, right? That's really where we see a little bit of a gap at the moment. Um, so the pace of the game at the moment is not our priority. It is a herd. Uh, it is something that's heard, right? And it is in our backlog, but it is not our priority. It shouldn't be, right, because you're talking about it from the point of view of seasoned players. When we come into our first time user experience, that's not the priority. And first time user experience today has to, I mean, they go hand in hand, right? And it's difficult to say one is more important than the other, but we do have to look at the first time user experience pretty heavily as we onboard so many new users, and that's not the feedback that we get. Um, so we're trying to find ourselves somewhere in the middle. It's about I think Sankey to that point and to your point, Haya, where we probably see like the most room to help with that is to try to give options as opposed to a one and done, right? Because we end up in situations where we change things, right, and then it's like, oh, that doesn't work for everyone, and that's not great for our first time user experience. But we do want to put in more options. Like there's an internal bias, obviously, with our community, yeah.
Asking all seasoned players. It's not a
Yeah,
sample
it's not.
size.
Yeah, it's not. It's a very good data point, but it's not a full like data set. Right. So but it's a very very good data point. Would you when you say stepping back is the best thing, BBT? Do you say stepping back when I say we want to focus on game reliability as opposed to features, or are you talking about you? Yeah, we need to exactly. We need to make more focus groups. You need to make more focus groups. Yeah, sub communities Ross are working out really nicely for us right so far. We've had some.
So we're checking on Jax.
So Jackson's like making noise. That's fine. He's just sticking himself. I thought something happened to him. We we have some really nice feedback in these individual subgroups, so it's working out really nicely. Well, yes and no, right, BBT, right? Like what I said, which is most pertinent for someone like you, is more like tell us, tell us where we can, like kind of how you did, right? Um, it's difficult for us to ourselves put our focus there. Not to say that we wouldn't be open to it, right? So it's more that we need help, right? When we look at other areas, right? We're not necessarily going to be doing all the research about everything that's happening in Europe, for example, right? Because we are checking out the calendar when it comes to Brazil, right? But we want to know what's going on in Europe, and once we see what's going on in Europe, right, and we're happy.
And we don't have unlimited resources at the end of the day as well. We wish we could go after everywhere, super deeply, as Ads was saying, but just given, our current growth and where we are headed, we need to be very regionally specific in terms of our focus.
All right, let me talk a little bit about Brazil to all of you. Okay, you guys are getting voice breaks. Strange. Okay. All right. Let's.
The connectivity.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'll talk about Brazil now. Right. Okay. So now that the Brazil game show is over and the dust has kind of settled a little bit. We've been taking the time to align ourselves internally. We've been sharing some of the outcomes with bullish. Sharing the outcomes with some of the key stakeholders. RT obviously is one of those key stakeholders that we've been sharing information with, and really thinking about some of our goals. 1 second.
Double checking on Jax, the mascot of Reign of Titans. He's good.
And deciding what we want to do for the rest of the year when it comes to Brazil, and then B, deciding what it is that we want to do next year when it comes to Brazil as well, right? Both very, very important questions for us. To get this alignment and kind of centering ourselves, it's involved not only us, in the conversation, but it's involved everybody that we worked with as well, right? So it comes from all of the different agencies that we worked with, getting all of the data that we had from the event, not just from BGS, but across the full kind of activation of these last few months. And then it, of course, means that we have to have Guanana at the table as well in terms of what we want to do for this year and what we want to do for next year as well. So on Wednesday this week, we did have a very large meeting with everybody on that, again, with all of the with all of the agencies that we worked with on the ground for the last few months. And we assessed, some of our KPIs that we've had, shared some of the data that we had. Socials, our creator moments, and our community reactions as well. And it was a really, really great meeting, right? Everybody brought their best to the table. And this was the moment where we were able to capture some of the learnings from the event. We were able to internalize it and start to carve our path going forward. We know that this isn't a flash in the pan, right? We know that we have really strong results coming out of Brazil, just raw results when we talk about downloads. And we know that we have less raw, less maybe tangible results, but still extremely positive. For example, when it comes to brand identity, right, of Reign of Titans and Guana, right? So in general, it was very, very positive. We still have some meetings that we need to do still even today to leadership around this conversation around where we're going from here. And next week we still have meetings as well, which will be talking with leadership around this internally within the company, not just from the Reign of Titan side, but again from the full kind of wider company of ABI. But what this week has done for us is that it's reminded us that we do have a path going forward. We have the buy-in to keep going forward. We have very strong eyes on us at the moment, strong alignment from our partners. And now we need to understand what that looks like going forward, right? Desire has been set by all the partners. Desire has been set by leadership. And now we need to get into the details of exactly how we're going to do it. This year for us, when we go into Brazil, is this better? Okay, cool. This year, when we talk about how we want to end out the year in Brazil, right? We've got we're on the product side, right? We've said that we're trying to focus less on features and much more on optimization and reliability of the product. So when it comes to Brazil, our goal is going to be to keep trying to improve our numbers, right? So we'll keep on with the agencies that we have been working with in terms of our marketing strategy. So that will keep going until the end of, towards the end of the year. We don't have any events that are planned in Brazil, so everything is going to be digital for us, right? But next year we'll go in a little bit more heavy, potentially with more events happening in Brazil. Will ROT be streamed during the World Cup? You need to talk to RT about that. He's the man with the plan. All right, we had some other questions that I saw coming up here as well. Oh yes, so somebody said any news. Oh yeah, no, we don't have any news on that yet. This week was crazy for us. We had so many meetings this week, right, coming off the back of BGS. Yeah, it was really important for us that we started to give all the information internally to all the people, right? Because everybody wants to know immediately when you get back. Hey, I mean, hey, come on, like what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you want them to do in the game? Like, it's What? Okay. What is my path in? He- Hey, like what? No, I'm not gonna explain in steps to you this question. We're not doing that. What are you asking me right now? Like, come on, like what do you mean? Sankey, surge in downloads. Yes, yes, we do have a surge in downloads, particularly in Brazil. It's no, these are different questions. As a new player stumbles in a game, what does he do? That's like a completely different question. Okay, all right. Okay, so you're saying there's no content in the game for players. Okay, this makes sense. Not your question that you said before, right? This I can answer. Um, okay, there's no content in the game for players. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I get you, right? There's a couple of things. A couple of things that I would say to that. Hey, the first thing I would say to that would be, um, we don't always we don't always want the game to be full of content in terms of people understanding what to do, right? I think that's more a fault of not having a very clear user journey and first time user experience, right? I'd rather that it actually came through the product itself, right? So I think that is very fair. The first thing. The second thing I would say is that we also really want to make sure that we have content around the game that is not just coming from us, right? So we, in addition to like the tutorial, right, we've wanted to focus on like UGC, for example, and we want to focus on like maybe having something that's like in the website or something, not necessarily like in the game, outside of what we have with Mystic, right, which is already kind of a lot. And the reason why is because even the tutorial now is like too long, right? We have to have like skip buttons, etc., right? So we have to think of other ways to try to engage people that is not like having like content in the game like that. And I think the tutorial is like probably the max that we could do in terms of things in the game. Outside of it, again, being like an intuitive first time user experience journey, which I don't think we've captured fully yet. So I think that is probably the best answer I would say. Oh my god. The Discord is amazing. The Discord is great, right? But it's so hard to put that globally. We are trying to look into setting up WhatsApp groups for which might have some better traction. Because we don't get people into Discord, even though it is like the best. It's of course the best for engagement, right? It's the best for information, best for community, but like it's just not globally like applicable, unfortunately. And even if it is available like globally, like just not everyone joins it. It's like still like only a like certain percentage of people. No, but I mean we do like advertise it. It's like it's everywhere. We like advertise it a lot. Like of course, guys, we advertise it. Come on, like we're not like you know hiding it. We advertise it everywhere. But it's like the numbers are numbers. Like when we go to events and we talk to people, you know, only a percentage of people are like, yeah, I'm on Discord, and the rest are like, nah. Like, hey, like your question is like I don't get what you're asking, Haya, to be honest. I don't get if you're trying to say, um, What is the point of the game? I don't get what you're poking at here. So say it or don't say it, because right now you're not doing it. Like, I don't know what you're asking. Like, didn't ask that. Like, what? Like, don't speak to me in like riddles, man. Like, if you have something, just ask, and I'll either answer it or I won't. So your question is, what is the vision of the game? Like, Matt, no, I'm not. I'm not. Hey, come with a question, and don't. We don't need to guess here. Yeah, come with a question that is fair, and I'll answer you. But don't poke, because I'll get irritated. You know, now you're like, "What's this is a good one?" So you don't have a question. What is the intended user loop? Okay, what is the intended user loop experience? The intended, right? It's actually to drive people towards ranked matches, right? Like our intended user experience. Our intended user experience is to push people towards PvP, right? That would be our yeah, exactly, RT calling. That would be our intended user loop experience, to push people towards PvP. It wouldn't necessarily be to say that we just want to push them towards tournaments. That's not it. It wouldn't be fair to say that we want people to play against bots and just to be leveling up. Our intended goal, ideally, would be for people, to play PvP, play ranked matches, have a stronger connection when it comes to climbing up the leaderboard, and the reason for doing that, which we haven't built out well enough yet. Yeah. So Ross, you've typed what I said. I think that's the fairest way to say it. Does that make sense, Haya? Does that answer your non-question? One ball to the user loop. Yep. Yeah, it's a good shout, RG Byron. No, I did. I answered Ross's question. I answered Ross's question, and he used my answer. I didn't use his answer. He used mine. But yeah, in short, right, we would say PvP if we're checking, if we're like putting a priority, like of course it should be. Yeah, I mean we know RG Byro, right? Give the people what they want.
We're thinking much larger than just what is being discussed here. These are all points we've considered.
Yeah, we need some. We need some. We get it. We know. Yeah, that is. It's a interesting angle here for the game speed to vary based on leaderboard level. It is a. I mean, again, like. just want to give as many options as we can, right? In general, anywhere that we can, right? Whether it be like having things based on leaderboard, as you said, there is a quick thought. That's the ideal. All right. Any more questions before we head to a rumble? But this is all super helpful. Put it in the feedback for us too, and keep it going here, because we can always capture all of this, right? We're gonna put it in big red letters when you open up the game. Yeah. Mint choc chip. Underrated. Hugely underrated. Like, if you know, you know. About mint choc chip? Just try it. No, we don't have a. We'll share. We can share some things with him. We got a video that we worked on this week. You'll be one of the first people to see it, actually.
Yeah. Let me find it.
We'll post that up in sneak peeks. That's it. See, give the people what they want. That's it. Ross put it out there, and we're gonna give it to you right now.
It's in Portuguese, though.
You'll get the gist. All right. In the meantime, let's head to a rumble.
Right. Before you start the video, hop on over to Titan Games, quickly join, just click the little sword, and then you go back to watching the video. Actually, I'll make it easier for everyone. We'll just put the video in the Titan Games channel as well, so you guys aren't having to hop back and forth between the channels. All right, there we go. We do need to decide who is going to have that bounty. You can't be saying me before we ask. You will get disqualified if you say that. Oh. All right, looks like Collins and Evil Star are banned. They cannot be the bounty people, as they are still typing before we ask the question. All right, everyone, pause. We're about to ask. Okay, Evil Star is definitely not getting it. At least OX Collins saying you. All right, who wants the bounty? Ooh, I do think that was OX Collins. We see OX Collins first on our side. We'll take a screenshot to prove it. OX Collins, you got the bounty for today. It means if you kill ads, you kill myself, you kill OX Collins, you'll get a medium loot box.
Woo.
If any of us commit suicide, you will... If any of us three commit suicide, you all will get a normal loot box. And if you win the Super Rumble, get a medium loot box. Sorry, Evil Star. Told you were banned. But also, you were not first on our side. Batok and actually, Collins was both ahead of you. We got 15 seconds. We got a classic rumble. No potatoes. No weird stuff.
Potatoes.
We got just an old-fashioned classic Super Rumble. Ooh, 24 participants. We got everyone from the stage. That's good to see. Now, let's see if we survive past round one. Oh, I'm good. I made it. Light is dead. Ant Sharma is dead. Solment is dead. Chiku is dead. And Julian is dead. Oof. Ooh, Evil Star is dead. Abhishek has a dagger. Blazwitch has a dagger. Senki has a dagger. But Blazwitch fell off a cliff. Oof. Ads is typing ferociously. What is she doing? Oh, Abhishek got Shizenix. Almer is dead. Abhishek is dead. RG Bureau killed Nitro. A little bit of quotes there, too, coming from Bureau. Ooh, Savannah Sage killed killed Phoenix Wolf. Evil Star is back in the game. Tushar killed Solstice. Tushar then died. And Evil Star, after being revived, killed MHR. Little Indian on Indian action there. Rain of Titans, I killed myself,
Bye,
I
Ross.
guess. Heya killed Collins. Ross killed Bureau. And then Ads killed Ross. Oof. I guess you were the person walking by Ross there that he heard. Evil Star killed Soyhea. Evil Star now has a dagger, and Savannah Sage is. Oh! Oh my gosh, I need to be revived. Evil Star killed Ads. Senki killed D-Test Netter. And then Senki got some water. The fans are loving him. A lot of cats. Evil Star killed Sankey. Evil Star wins. See, Evil Star, you didn't get the bounty, but you won the Super Rumble.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, Evil Star. I think after that performance, we'll put the bounty on you for the next one. I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the Dank era.
We had Dank last time, right?
Yeah, we did have Dank.
Still confused about what that means.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm like not brain rotting enough and I'm not getting my social getting my social information. But I don't know what Dank is. Does anybody know what this is? All right. We only got 18 of you. We had 24 last time. Come on over to Titan Games. Click that little button and get in the mix. We got Evil Star. They got the bounty on them. That means you kill Ads, you kill Reign of Titans official, or you kill Evil Star. You get a medium loot box. If any of us commit suicide, everyone who is playing will get a normal loot box. And if you win the Super Rumble like Evil Star did last time, you will get a medium loot box. Will Evil Star 2P? I don't think we've ever seen a person win 2 Super Rumbles back to back.
I don't think so.
All right, Evil Star, if you do that, we'll give you 3 medium loot boxes. I think he's got it. Right, less than a minute. If you haven't yet, hop on over, click the little sword. We got 24 of you in the mix. Let's go. 30 seconds. Jax isn't snoring today. You guys haven't heard Jax snoring too much.
He's wide awake. Yeah.
He's energetic. We got 15 seconds. He's ready for the Super Rumble. We're ready for the Super Rumble. You better be ready for the Super Rumble. Let's go. All eyes on Evil Star. Will we see a two-peat? The first in Reign of Titan Discord history getting that two-peat. Ads sending out threats. Woo! Oak's Collins fine. D-Test Netter is fine. Ant Sharma is dead. D-Phoenix Wolf has a ban hammer. And Soyhea is dead. 23 players heading into round 2. Savannah Sage is dead. Evil Star killed Tushar. Ads is dead because of OX Collins. And Julian is dead because of Asian Nitro with a hockey mask. Guy Phil is fine. Light is dead. Solstice is dead. Sankey was sleeping and then decided to wake up and kill Blazwitch. Ooh. I'm still in it. Ads is dead. D-Test Netter is dead. Ross has a blow-up. Sankey is dead. No, I was just saying you're dead. Just making sure.
You'll be like, yeah, thanks.
Chiku is dead. Oh, and Ads did not get revived here, but Blazwitch did, Tushar did, D-Test Netter did, and Chiku. Wow, little favoritism on India there. Oh, no.
Oh, look at that.
I guess that counts as suicide, Sudoku. Alright, that's a normal loot box for you all, but I'm being revived. Is Evil Star still in the mix? I got distracted. I think Evil Star's still there. Shazinix is dead, Nitro is dead, Ross is alive, and Biro is dead. Oh my gosh.
Wow, is this...
Oh,
Three players left.
pumpkins! Guy Phil, that's a Jack-O-Lantern. Ooh, Evil Star is dead! Guy Phil killed him, that's a medium loot box, and D Phoenix Wolf died 67
Guy Phil might take it.
Oh my gosh, 6-7. Oh, Light is back! Light then died. And OX
I think
Collins has a
Gayfel's going to take
Jack-O-Lantern.
it. I reckon...
I think OX Collins got this one.
You think so? All right.
Oh,
What happened?
OX Collins won.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Ross is dead, and Guy Phil. Oof, got tangled up into Zara. That's never fun. I don't know if they mean Zara the store or... But GG, say to OX
everyone.
Collins.
Yes.
Congratulations. Evil Star, you let us down with the 2-peat, but it's okay.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody in joining the Titan Talk. Some great questions, some not great questions, but some amazing questions from you as always. Please join us again next week. We'll have more updates from you. We'll definitely have more sneak peeks. A very, very busy week for us with this one, but we'll have a little bit more next week to be able to show to all of you. But thank you for tuning in, and good luck to everybody this weekend as well.
Yeah, Swiss format tomorrow, India tournament on Sunday. It's a packed weekend for Reign of Titans. We'll see you all in the arena. Bye-bye.